There we go. Mike was not outputting. Excuse me. All right, we are up and running, folks. Hello, Internet. Back to Retro Achivo, specifically Path of Radiance. I did decide what the plan is for now, going forward for a little bit. So, first and foremost, I think I'm going to be done with Retro Achievement stuff once we wrap up Path of Radiance, or go as far as I desire on Path of Radiance until... like, I just don't feel like doing it anymore. But after that, we're going to be doing Valkyria Chronicles, because I picked up the remaster of it for $20. So we'll be doing that next. But first and foremost, we have Path of Radiance to get through. I need to reposition anybody. Probably go this. Yes. I also got the good news the last couple days. I have 2 interviews next week. I got a phone interview Monday, and then I got an in-person interview Wednesday. We'll see how those go. I have some hopes. But if nothing comes of it, then well, nothing comes of it. That's just how it is. There's my girl, Mia. This is the first unit we actually get to recruit in the game. That's just automatically given to us. All we have to do is talk to her, because that's a command we can do when interacting with units. But she'll walk up to Ike, so it's pretty much guaranteed. It's weird. It's a little weird that the achievement is technically listed as missable on retro achievements, but it's not really missable, because Mia will just go straight for you. And it's only with Ike. Anyone else that talks to her, it doesn't change anything. Clang. Appreciate the crit, Titania. Oh, Gina got your all the way up here. I didn't realize they went all the way up here.
Mamma mia!
Hey, thank you, Elro Benson for the follow. Doing good. Is this map just route? I'd have to wait a turn. Let's see, I'm pretty sure this is just a route mission. I don't remember offhand. I just do a variety of stuff. Yeah, it just depends on the day. Damn, nice crit. I don't think you would have killed otherwise there. The grits be in our favor. Nah, it's just Twitch. We were doing, like, archive uploads to YouTube for a while, but we kind of just stopped doing it. So, it's just Twitch. Everything's just highlighted on Twitch. Well, the main reason we just stopped doing this is because we just got tired of dealing with content IDs on YouTube. We kept running into that issue a lot. And mainly just because, like, we just wanted one thing to stream on and that was it. Like, we were doing the simul stream on Twitch and YouTube for like a couple years, but this was like years ago. I'm better off doing that. But after that, we were just doing, hey, here is the entire stream. Just upload to our YouTube. We were doing that for a while, and then we just fell off doing it. I was about to attack him at 1, which would have been a terrible decision. Because I would have let him poke me. If he doesn't die in this one hit here. I have no idea what you're talking about. We're just happy doing what we do. That is the short and long of it. Alright. Let's go pick up that chest. Boy can go over here. That's blah, blah, blah. Nah, we're good. You can just watch the stream. You don't have to do more than that. Oh, right. Wait a minute, do you have the... God damn it. This guy has the chest key. Dark nabbit. Oh, well. We're good. We're happy with the stuff we got at the moment. Okay. You don't have to. Hey, Double Spidey, how's it going? No, I'm not. I'm sure you're joking, Devil Spidey. But also, no. Nice adept, Soren. Oh dear. Okay, good, he died. He had Armor Slayer. That had been not good. I also realized I'm not picking up on Discord. There we go. Like I said before, we're good on our stuff. I believe I've had the same conversation with a different bot. Because I'm pretty sure this is a bot. Not you, Devil Spidey, the other person in chat. I think I've literally had this conversation like 3 weeks ago, I think. Which, to be honest, I give them credit for trying, I guess. Alright, Ryan's got his staff leveled up. We're good that way. I think we're just charging up center at this point. Also just gonna grab this chest, which gets us an armor slayer. Good. The last couple days have been actually decently good because I got interviews next week. 2, actually. Over the course of 2 days, I have been asked to be interviewed. Monday? Monday's a phone interview. They said it'd be about 15-20 minutes. But Wednesday is an in-person interview. I don't know how my chances are for either ones. I know for the second one, they're looking for someone with a construction background to some extent. Nice. Or at least with some construction knowledge, and that's not me. It is a CAD position, but like I said, it is construction knowledge, which I don't have. So we'll see how that goes. The Monday job is a straight CAD job, which maybe I'll have better chances on. I don't know. I'm not going in, like, expecting anything because I very much... Not that I know of. Oh, miracle. The place does a lot of prefab, like, structures. Like your guard houses, some, like, prefabbed office spaces, and that kind of sort of thing. Nice crit, Boyd. So I think they'd be looking for construction knowledge, at least in terms of, like, permits or, you know... small structure construction knowledge, whatever that will fully entail. Yeah, it's a CAD job, but the CAD job they're looking for is kind of a oh, what's the word I'm looking for? They're looking for someone to kind of like do the final round of checks and the kind of like final write-offs before they get properly started on construction. That's the kind of job I'm interviewing for on Wednesday. Monday is just a straight CAD job. It's just doing CAD modeling and the like. But Wednesday's one is more like, all right, here is the structure. Do the checks, do the research, you know, make sure everything is squared away, is what it seems like. At least based off the job description. Whether or not that is all there is to it or what, I don't know. I'll find out Wednesday. I guess get Oscar up here. Mia. Kick the butt. That was not kicking the butt. You didn't do as much, and you had an armor slayer too, as well. Darn. Yeah, I saw that. Yes. I guess just to throw it up here, since we're not going to be able to talk about it until like next week for the podcast. Wow, Destructoid. That is not the article I had linked. What the fuck? I swear their website is broken to some extent. I do want to talk about this for a minute, but I need to get their statement on the matter. It's fine. Okay. Let me pull this up because a lot of there are specific matters here, and I will pull up Pocket Pair's response because that is also important, because Pocket Pair has said has a statement on the matter, and it will probably be the first and last statement they have on this matter. Okay. So here is Nintendo's press release on the matter. Simply stating that they have filed a lawsuit in the Tokyo District Court, citing that Pocket Pair have infringed on patent that they hold in Japan. Now, the key thing here, because I've looked around for people's opinions on this, a very key thing here is right here. Technically, it's less than that. It's right there. Here's the thing. Here's the thing, Devil Spidey. No, you don't. No one does. It is an assumption. It is an assumption what patent they are filing. They are filing this lawsuit over. But there is no official documentation, and there is no official word in any capacity about what they are filing this lawsuit about. I hate to break the news to you, but that is not the case. We do not know officially in any capacity what patent has been violated, according to Nintendo. And again, I highlight the fact that they have filed this lawsuit in Japan in the Tokyo District Court. Yes, it will. Because the judgments for previous Nintendo lawsuits are publicly available. Because I have pulled those up. In fact, give me one moment and I can pull them up right now. Because those are publicly available. I have to find the website again. It might take me a minute. Where is the website? There it is. Ooh. Ah! It's... Actually, looked up to the other chat. Alright. It's a little hard to tell because it's all in Japanese. But these are intellectual property cases, technically. Not infringement, patent infringement cases. These are intellectual property cases, lawsuits filed by Nintendo that are publicly available, like I said, and specifically High Court of Tokyo. And again, full text of the document is here. It's all in Japanese, mind you, so you have to run it through a translator. But these are the full judgments for those cases involving Nintendo. Now, again, the documentation of this current lawsuit is not publicly available, as Pocket Pair has said themselves. I will zoom in here. I will highlight this. Pocket Pair has said themselves they are not currently aware correct, that catch mechanic is patented. But there is no evidence to say that that is the correct patent. That is an assumption by anyone looking at this. If anyone claims that that is what Nintendo is suing over, I demand receipts. You have to show me legal documentation Nintendo has filed stating such a fact. Because as far as I'm aware, that is not available. And that is not publicly being shared at the current moment. It is an assumption by anyone searching up patents. And I would like to also point out that if you're quoting a US patent in the matter, you are already wrong, because this is not in a US court, meaning the US patent does not apply. It has to be the Japanese patent, because this is being filed in a Japanese court and abides by Japanese patent law. Yes, there is a Japanese version of the catch patent. But again, there is no official legal documentation stating that is the case. Until that is stated to be the case, we cannot assume that it is over the patented catch mechanic Nintendo has a patent over. Just going to lay that out. That is the fact. And like I have highlighted here, in Pocket Pair's statement that they released, like a couple hours after the word of the lawsuit came out, they are not aware currently of the specific patents that they are being accused of. Of course, I will also point out that they say patents, whereas the Nintendo's original statement on the matter says patent. That could just be nothing. But I would also point out that Pocket Pair could simply be stating such a fact because they do not wish to say something out of place, since they are now in the current middle of a lawsuit. And for those that don't know, in the number one rule when it comes to being involved in a lawsuit is you shut the fuck up about the lawsuit and do not talk about the lawsuit in a public forum. It doesn't matter what side of the party you're on. You don't talk about the lawsuit if you are involved in the lawsuit, because anything you say can and will be used against you in said lawsuit. That is why you hire lawyers, so they can speak for you. But yeah, simply put, this statement here by Nintendo, this right here, all of this is all we know officially in any capacity. Period. Nintendo is suing Pocket Pair over a patent infringement involving Palworld. That's it. That is all we know officially. We can assume that it is that one patent, sure, but that is not definitive proof at all. It could be a different patent. It could be something else entirely. For all intents and purposes, we know nothing. So it is best to wait and see on this matter until legal documentation comes out that states what Nintendo's argument is, what their evidence is on the matter, and how this trial will go forward from there. Because this is a court case, this is to be determined in court. Anywho, that's what I wanted to say on the matter. I will also point out, I have to go into a Discord to grab this article. 1 second. Actually, a couple things. A couple articles that are relevant to this conversation. First and foremost, Pokemon Company and Nintendo have been doing this investigation on their part since at least January. Correct. They have been looking into this since January. Probably longer since then. January is just our first clue of, at a minimum, how long they've been looking at it, because they could have been looking at this longer. We don't know. Because again, we know nothing. Technically, we know negative. That's why I said at minimum. At minimum. Since January of this year, they have been investigating this. Again, it could be more, but we do not know for certain. This is just simply the first indication that Pokemon Company / Nintendo were actively looking into Power World. Again, this is a legal matter. I'm not gonna make assumptions about any fact of this, because there will be legal documentation stating the actual facts of the case. So I'm not going to make assumptions that this investigation has technically been longer without proof, because we do not have proof one way or the other. Anywho. Secondly, this is technically not the article I was hoping to find on the matter. But a former legal counsel for Pokemon Company was interviewed and talked about, mainly with fan projects and this stuff. And they talked about how, yeah, we don't really go after fan projects that make the news because that we don't bother with that. It's only when they start having money involved in them, specifically like Kickstarter and stuff like that, that's when they start having to get involved. They don't want to get involved because that's suing fans. That's bad press. They don't want to do that. But as soon as money starts exchanging hands, that becomes a problem. Because technically you're then making money off their IP. And I believe because of specifically how Japanese IP laws are situated, that requires them to get involved in some capacity. Because again, you're talking about Japanese patent law here. Which again, is the other important part in all of this. Because Japanese patent law can be different than US patent law. And the patents themselves possibly even be worded different and have different what's the word I'm looking for? Different scopes because of those differences in law. So again, we cannot make assumptions on this matter in any capacity, because unless you are well-versed in Japanese patent law and well-versed in any and all patents held by Nintendo in Japan specifically, because again, that is where this court case will be taking place, we don't know anything. Simply put, we know nothing. Technically, we know negative information because technically, Pocket Pair and Nintendo know exactly what they're going to be, having this lawsuit over about by now. We don't in the general public. And again, until we do, well, I have a degree in engineering, so that's about the most I can speak to. So yeah. Until we have definitive proof on the matter, I don't even want to take a side on the matter because I don't even know if Nintendo is literally blowing smoke up their own ass over this lawsuit or if they have a legitimate case. I don't know. I'm not going to sit here and basically argue on assumptions and whether or not one company's in the right or not. Until we have proof. And that's what I'm waiting on, is proof. And that proof can come to light. Like I said, the website I found only provided final judgments and essentially case reviews of Nintendo's previous IP infringement cases. There are ways, legally, mind you, to see ongoing lawsuit cases like this, to see the documentation for them. I just don't know how to do that in Japan. I know they do that in the States because any court case like this has more or less a case code for the respective court, and you can just go look that up. You can even just go look it up by either the plaintiff or the defendant in the matter. I would think that would still be usable in terms of Japanese courts for their cases, but maybe their system just says, nope, you don't get to see documentation for an ongoing case. It is not until after the case is after that you get to see the full documentation and stuff. Again, I have to wait and see. I'm sure someone will actually do the work and go find the documentation somewhere. And that is what I will wait on, is the full proper documentation. Anywho, that is enough talking about the Pocket Parrot and all that. Why did Discord? Why are you being weird? Boop, 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 boop. Okay, that's Discord's being weird. It's not cooperating. Wait, 1 second. I'll close that Discord and reopen it. It's not showing my icon flashing at all for some reason, which is weird. Oh, is okay. Let me. I'm gonna refresh. Okay, there it goes. Oh, what does thought check say? Subscription. I'd ask why, but I'm sure it is something entirely stupid. Because that already sounds like a very stupid idea. Oh god, boy, took a lot of damage there. Jesus. Oh, okay. Was it something that, like, somebody at Logitech, like, proposed, and then it just never went anywhere? Okay, got all the chests. I need to move Boyd, like, down there to get him healed up. Oh. CEOs being stupid and proposing stupid ideas. Sounds about right. A CEO spouting nonsensical bullshit to increase revenue and make money for the investors? No. No, they don't. Well, totally don't ever do that at all. Especially when it involves AI. I think my dad was watching that today. I think. Okay, we are at least taking out the healer, because I don't want him to do shit. Or I can dodge an attack. Of course it did. Yeah, I saw that Agatha's out, I think, or at least folks got the press preview of the first 2 episodes. I think first 2 or first 4. I'm not sure. I just know people have talked about Agatha, and I'm like, oh, is it good? And people say it is good. It is weird that it also took so long to come out, because it feels like it should have been out way longer, way before this. Oh god, I just realized Mia is like almost dead, so she is not going to attack. I've fallen off MCU stuff, to be honest. I was just... Some of the folks I follow talk comics and stuff, so it's like oh, okay. Neat. This is where I figure out who best to give the boss experience to. Not you, not you. Soren is currently... Lloyd? No. I guess Oscar? $14? Yeah, that's just now coming to come out. Ow. Fire hot. Fire burned. That'll work. Well, that's good, at least. Like, for those that, like, are invested in that story, they at least get something. Not many things get that. Oh, I will admit this. I've fell down the rabbit hole of watching an 11-hour, basically compilation video of one person's review of Charmed. The original series, mind you. Plus the 2, basically, seasons that were in the comics. I'm on the last proper season of the show. Bear in mind, it's a compilation that takes place over 11 hours. Yeah. Yeah, it's a compilation of a lot of the smaller videos that person has done in one video that takes 11 hours to watch. But yeah, I'm on the last proper season of the show, and God, this show sounds miserable. And I am of the age where I would have watched episodes of that show live. And God, the show sounds miserable. Also, if you like Big Bang Theory, guess what? The main girl from that show, she's in the last season of the show as the only tolerable character left. Because she's the only one that gives a shit about her job of protecting people. Literally, new character introduced in the last season. Only person who gives a shit about trying to save people. The rest of the cast could not give a fuck at this point. Do not care. Will find any and all excuses to not try to save people because they just don't want it to be their job anymore. And bear in mind, they have not wanted that to be their job since minute one. Like I said, this show sounds miserable. Miserable. You have no idea how much this show is just, how much the main characters of the show are very much just, I fucking hate this. I hate this. I hate my job. I don't want to save people. Can I not save people today? It's an easy paycheck for the guest stars. And I think 2/3 of the main cast of like the 3 main girls end up executive producers after season 3, I believe. Or no, start of season 3, they're executive producers, which is where the show really goes downhill. Because basically the 2 of them are just ego tripping the entire show. It sounds miserable. Miserable. And I'm just like, I gotta know how the comics are. Also, bear in mind, this was a WB show into a CW show. Because the last season of the show wasn't going to exist until the WB did its merger and became the CW. And they were like, we still need some of our old shows around to, like, have programming. We need another season of Charmed. And everyone involved went, fine. And then got, like, half the budget they normally do. And with a bunch of studio mandates. And we're told, fucking give us 22 episodes. And then here's 22 episodes of literally everybody but the new character. That, reminds you, is played by the Big Bang Girl. Just being miserable. Just does not want to be here. Does not want to do their job. And absolutely is just like, can we not save people? Can we just not do what our destiny is? Isn't this? I forget. I don't know. Satania morning. Geralt, because he's dead. By the way, our dad has died. He has died to the Black Knight because he showed up and killed him. It is sad. I cannot skip support conversations? Okay. Yeah, no, I can miss dad have died. By our I mean our in-game dad has died. He died tragically fighting the Black Knight that we will have to kick the ass of later and get revenge. Who am I leveling up? Rise, I think, is like, because he desperately he pretty much needs to have this additional experience. Oh yeah, that is it officially out, or is it just a we have a listing somewhere kind of out situation? Oh, okay. I wasn't super sure because Oh, what is it? There's some SMT game that it seems to be coming to PC in terms of a remaster because Atlas accidentally uploaded its achievements or achievements for it to Steam under a different game that's already on Steam. Bravo, Atlas. Keep up the good work. I forget the name offhand. I think it's like the Sengoku era SMT games. I think those are the ones that the achievements got uploaded for. So there's a remaster of them coming sometime soon. I do not remember the name of them offhand. Also, good lord, I have so much bonus experience. That's not the button I wanted. I mean, skill's not a bad thing for Soren to have, but well, no resistance is also not a bad thing to have because it's magic resistance. And those are good things for him to have. Has that been out for... No. No, it's not. Okay. I was just like, hasn't that been out for a while? I'm just thinking of trailer, I guess. I was meaning to try that on... when I had Game Pass. Well, the first one, mind you. I was meaning to try that on Game Pass, but I never got around to it. Yeah, the first one looked fun, and somebody I follow was streaming it. I forget who. But that's how I found out about it, and I'm just like, oh, this is like a neat little like base building game. And now, like, half the people I follow are playing Trading Card Simulator, and I'm like, is this from the same people who did, like, Convenience Store Simulator? Because it looks the exact same. And it looks like the same engine. I assume it's the same people. I guess Oscar and Boy finish him off? No point in doing Titania. Well, I assume it's the same company because if you put them side by side, it's the same look, it's the same engine. Actually, that's an easy enough. That'd be an easy enough lookup. Because I'm pretty sure it is, because everything that game is built on looks the exact same. It's a Convenience Store Simulator. Or not. What? That can't be right. Grocery Store Simulator, that's what I'm thinking of. Right? No. That's wrong. No. Oh, yeah, that was a shit show and a half. $9 minutes to basically say, here is something worse for way more. Especially when they can't guarantee 60 FPS for like most things. Like GTA 6 is apparently not even like guaranteed 60 FPS, which is kind of a what the fuck are you doing then? Why? That's a project. That doesn't surprise me. Yeah, that's not happening. And no, it's not that. No. Okay, they are different devs, which confuses me greatly because just to show this on stream. This is Supermarket Simulator, which several people I follow play. And you can see how it looks, how it plays, all that. All right, keep that in mind. Probably? I guess? It just feels weird because it's like... Now here is TCG Shop Simulator. As you can see, mechanically, they are identical. They are just different shops that you're running. That's why I could have sworn they were the same company. Because I'm like, oh, it's the same mechanics and all that. Of course it's the same company. That would be weird otherwise. But instead it's not. And I'm utterly confused. I guess might as well just give Titanium level. I got all this bonus experience. Might as well burn it. All right. Yeah. Back to Path of Radiance, I guess, and what I've been doing. You get bonus experience, kind of like banked for completing levels and stuff. And you pretty much use that to kind of like even out the levels amongst your team. I think you get like certain ones for doing certain things in missions. It's a very under the hood. You have to go look into it to get like into the nitty gritty of it. But yeah, I'm just kind of like getting the team situated level-wise. That was a terrible level up, Mia. Right, but like I said before, there's a percentage chance for everything to go up, so... Like, skill is good for her class, since she is Myrmidon, which is, fast-hitting swordsman, but also it would have been nice if she got anything else. I forget what Miracle does. Oh. Right. Oh yeah, I can remove that. I guess I can take that just to make sure I don't die. This is where I just offload the stuff everybody's been carrying for a while. I can get everybody's like inventories cleaned out some. I don't have shop yet. Who? Looks good. I have an extra axe of any kind. I have a hammer. I guess you can take the hammer. Titania. I don't think Boyd can wield it. At the moment, at least. Take the fire. Oh, yeah, we don't really need that. Looking like axe-wise? Ah, we have none. Throw the poleaxe in there for now. Don't really need it. I like to have at least one open slot on everybody. That steel axe is basically dead, so we're just gonna chunk it in the convoy so I don't have to worry about it. Especially because if... Odd little thing. So... Saw that steel axe. I'll pull it back up here real quick. That steel axe has 1 durability left. Even if your unit can double attack a unit, if it has 1 durability, it will not get that double attack. You only get a single attack. So you have to be careful on that. So basically, if they're at like basically 4 or less durability, you might as well chuck it because it's useless to you at that point. Alright. Let me check the retro achievement list because I should have gotten... Yeah, I got Nia. I got the chapter clear. Did I really try this? What is the condition? That is not what I need. Actually, hang on. Maximum. Turn up grid thickness. Defend for 8 turns. How much? Pretty much have to load up Ike with another Iron Sword. I saw that and I'm like, alright, sure. That. I don't know. Like I said, I've been out for a while. I actually haven't even watched No Way Home, if I'm being perfectly honest. It just feels weird. It just feels weird, like the push for the multiversal stuff. When the Spider-Verse movies are getting it right and are doing it really well, and I would rather watch the 3rd Spider-Verse film than a 4th Spider-Man film. Tom Holland Spider-Man, right? Since there's technically 3 movies you could be referring to in terms of first Spider-Man movie, because there's technically 3 of those now. Like, Tom Holland's fine. I just wish he got to do regular Spider-Man stuff instead of feeling so handcuffed to someone else in the MCU or some other thing that isn't just his stuff. That's my only, I guess, gripe, is just MCU Spider-Man doesn't really get to stand on his own merits. Real quick, there is a retro achievement for doing this map with only Ike. We're gonna try it. Um, basically, the point of this map is we have to do 8 turns of defense and not move. Oh fuck, we have to also recruit Ileana at some point. Yeah, it's a defense chapter. We have to hold out for 8 turns. Technically, we're supposed to be able to... We need to recruit Ileana up here. That's the mage in pink up top. We can recruit her by going to talk to her. I believe we just have to talk to her with Ike. Let me check my guide real quick. Yes. Whether or not we get that opportunity doing this with just Ike, I have no idea. Because we can't move. Because if we move off the space we're on and the enemy captures it, that's game over. So Ike is stuck in one place for this entire mission. We get a trailer for Devil May Cry animated show? Nice. April of next year. Okay. I will maybe remember that exists before then. Nice crit, Ike. Nice crit. We take those. Ba-ba-da. I'm sorry, there is a Splinter Cell animated show now? When the fuck did that happen? Oh god, my throat is destroyed. And no date, okay. Yeah, apparently there's a Splinter Cell animated show coming to Netflix. Soon, trademark. Yeah, I guess they just dropped the trailer for it. For their, I think, Geek to Week thing. There might be a Cyberpunk thing as well. Oh, I guess they're doing another Cyberpunk show. Alright. I know the one already dramatized everybody. So, here we go. Like, people really like that Cyberpunk show. And, like, fair enough. From everything I've heard, it is stupid fucking good. And it's like, most of the reason why anyone gave a shit about 2077 after it came out. Because, boy, did that game come out and was shit. It was not ready. And got kind of, like, revitalized interest in the game. Fuck, oh. Jada Toys is doing figures for the series. And they look really good. God, I am still surprised every time I'm just like, oh yeah, Jada Toys is making these really cool action figures and stuff, because I'm like, those are the, like, 24th basic stock car people. And I've known them for decades because of that. I am not used to knowing them as an action figure company of any noteworthy variety. Fuck, they're doing Scooby-Doo figures, and the Shaggy and the two monsters they showed off were amazing. Which is insane to say because, like, I am pretty sure Scooby-Doo action figures are, like, not as common as you would think at all. And apparently Jada, they have the license to all of Scooby. Like, they can do any and all Scooby they desire. Which is, again, crazy. They're just like, here's the blanket license to any and all Scooby you desire. Like, they are starting from Where Are You? Just because that is the one everybody knows. Which, honestly, like, Where Are You Scooby-Doo can basically apply for, like, 2 decades of that franchise. In all honesty. Basically, from, like, there to, honestly, through, like, Zombie Island and the like. Oh, the one about the caveman and the ice and stuff. Yeah. We have to use Elixir, meaning we can't attack. But, like, the basic idea of just doing Where Are You, I feel like that can ride you through, like, a couple decades of the history of the franchise. Because Shaggy and Scooby do not change designs at all. I think they're, like, pretty well consistent for, like, the entirety of the franchise. It's only Fred, Velma, and Daphne that ever changed designs over the years. I think the most different Shaggy you can get is if it's a completely different art style of a show, or if he is wearing a red shirt. And the red shirt is the computer versions of them from, like, the Cyber Chase movie. I think 13 Ghosts. I know, I think, is it the werewolf movie? Like the werewolf racing movie that Shaggy has a red shirt? I don't remember. I have weird, like, amounts of knowledge about stuff, if you haven't noticed. But like I said, Jada Toys, they almost have the entirety of the... They almost have the entirety of the Street Fighter 2 cast out, which is another one of those, like, holy shit, we almost have a consistent, good 6-inch figure line of the entire Street Fighter 2 cast. I believe they just put up Guile and Cammy up for pre-order, I believe. And they look really good. Like, I'm not a Street Fighter fan at all, and I just know Street Fighter from, like, the outside looking in, but I'm like, damn, these are really good. Part of me wishes they were compatible, the heads were compatible with the Hasbro Power Ranger Street Fighter figures that we got, just to slam those heads on there. I am tempted to 3D print and model up a solution to that problem, because I'm sure there's a way. I could probably jerry-rig a solution to that problem with a quick print. But again, damn. This Rigo sword's probably about to break. Or we're probably about to lose it and move on to like one of the other swords we have. Yep, there it is. It should automatically move us to whatever our next sword in line was. Oh, okay, that's funny. I wasn't listening to the Devil May Cry trailer. Apparently, John Young Bosch is voicing Dante in the Devil May Cry series, which is hilarious if you know what other role Johnny Young Bosch has voiced for Devil May Cry. For those that don't know, he's the regular voice for Virgil. He's also probably the most successful Power Rangers actor we've ever had, I'm willing to bet, just because he has a decorated anime voicing career. Yeah, JDF passed away, unfortunately. He was he was in MMA for a while. I was about to say, technically, Austin St. John's in jail because of fraud. Defrauding the government. I believe the second Red Ranger is the one who's a firefighter, I think. Unless Austin St. John was also a firefighter. Oh, damn, Ike died. I didn't realize how low he was health-wise. That's my fault. We have failed the level. Oh, no. That is a game over. I know he technically has the distinction of being a Kamen Rider voice actor. Because he does voices for the Kamen Rider Dragon Knight game. So he gets the distinction of being, I think, the only Power Rangers and Kamen Rider actor. I believe. I can't think of anyone else that has that distinction. I know other people have, like, Rider Sentai, being able to have been both a Rider and a Super Sentai, being Rider and an Ultraman, being all three. Oh, you're right. To try this challenge again. And I guess while the turn plays out, I need to go use the bathroom, so I'll be back. Alright, I'm back. Maybe I'm better off just not attacking on my turn and just waiting. Well, apparently Netflix Geeks Twitter confirmed, yeah, Johnny Bosch is voicing Dante. So Netflix themselves confirmed that it's him. Animation takes a while. Like a while. And this is technically the second Devil May Cry animated series we've gotten. The first one is technically an OVA series. It doesn't adapt anything. It's just side stories, just whatever story they wanted to tell in the DMC universe. I know Lady featured heavily in it. I don't remember if Trish was in the series. Ike, you didn't need the crit there. He was already dead, but good job. The only bad part about this is we can't counter anything ranged. So we are stuck just countering anyone that's melee. There is a way for Ike to counter ranged eventually. He does, I forget the skill's name, but he does get a skill when he after he promotes that lets him do ranged attacks. And I believe in the game there's Magic Sword that does do ranged damage. Unfortunately, it pulls from your magic stat instead of your strength stat. So 9 times out of 10, it's fucking useless because most melee units have shit magic. It would be nice to get, like, this cleared, get the chapter clear, and get Ileana all in one go, but I'm not going to hold out hopes for that. We pretty much have to, like, kill everybody in order to, like, recruit Ileana. Especially because we have no way of protecting Ileana. Since she is a magic unit, she has terrible defense, meaning any one of these units can probably one-shot her if they looked at her the wrong way. That is a dangerous health value for us to be at, if I'm being honest. We could die right here. If we take a death again, I'm going to abandon doing an Ike-only run of this chapter. I feel like if you really want to do this, you'd have to dump everything in the Ike, make him, like, nearly 20. That way he's basically, like, doubling anything and everything he comes after him. Yeah, that's him dead. That's fine. Ike needs to be, like, closer to 20, probably, to do this challenge. He's not. He's at, like, 12. Well, it's one achievement. It's an optional achievement, which is fine. There is an achievement just for clearing the chapter like normal and picking up Ileana. So we'll just do those and we will ignore the... doing this Ike only, which you can do Ike only runs of the game. That is a thing. That is a challenge people have done. Probably somewhere on YouTube, I would think. Alright, Ike needs to go this way. Yeah, let me see if I can find that. That's not what I wanted. Okay, the Devil Summoner Rito games. Apparently, achievements related to them were accidentally uploaded in place of Nocturne's achievements on Steam. Pretty much suggesting that Atlas is working on a port remaster of those games in some capacity. And just to show it, here is the history here. Via like SteamDB of this is what the achievement was originally uploaded as. Here is what the achievement is now. And all of these are Rito associated achievements. Bear in mind, we did not know about any sort of like Rito, Devil Summoner Rito remasters, anything like that at all. Also, I have disconnected. What the fuck? 1 second. Yeah. Everything crashed. Internet, wow. All right, I'm back. Okay, as I was trying to say, I don't know how much of that got through. Yeah, that's what people are thinking is some sort of HD collection of the Devil Summoner Rito games because, oops, we uploaded the wrong achievement list to, the wrong game. Oops. Bear in mind, this is not the first flub Atlas has made in terms of accidentally announcing a game before they were supposed to officially announce it on their own, via their own fault, mind you. It is a self-owned. This is not someone leaking information. This is Atlas fucking up. Probably. I know there's been talk forever about a Persona 6. I would think, yeah, a teaser for Persona 6. I don't know how much they want to, like, push a Persona 6 out there right now. Since they have, like, Metaphor, like, soon. I'm sure, but also they accidentally uploaded, I think it was one of their foreign Instagram accounts. They accidentally uploaded the 3 Reload trailer before Microsoft's press conference at E3. It was like 2 hours before it happened. And it's like, guys, you were not supposed to upload it yet. Yeah, we're talking fuck-ups like that. Yeah, time zones like the intern fucked up. Those are the kind of fuck-ups we're talking about that Atlas has made in the last, like, year or so when it comes to announcing their games. It would not surprise me that before TGS, they accidentally uploaded a teaser for Persona 6 because, oops, we forgot to put it as PM and not AM. Because that's about how things have gone with them. Granted, it hasn't mattered because of the timing of when of these happening. It's been like within an hour of it being officially announced. So at the end of the day, it's just like if you are just so happen to be on social media when that happens, you find out about it like an hour before everyone else. But still, it's hilarious that Atlas seems to have hired a terrible person to run their social media these days. Now, the fun part of doing this mission properly, fighting our way to Ileana to pick her up. And then fighting our way backwards to reclaim our defensive position. Thankfully, Ileana is a ranged magic user, so she can't, like... She won't run up to Mia or Ike here and, like, blow herself up. Trying to kill either one of us. But we do need to be like, hey, Ileana, do you want to join our side? We're not assholes, we promise. Oh, what is the alternative to abandonware? GOG games? It's because Kodo Games tries to, like... keep that stuff alive. Oh, a company has been doing that. Okay. Yeah, GOG's been trying. They have a whole team dedicated to that. One of the folks I follow did a video on Alpha Protocol, actually. and the work they did to get that game up and running for like Steam and all that, to make that like game available again, because it's basically abandoned. And that's a BioWare game for reference. That is a BioWare game that has not seen re-release ever again. Tazar. I feel like I should know that name. For someone who does way too much to guess the game, I probably have had to guess that game. Well, Bizarre RTS. Okay, no, it feels familiar, but I probably know different RTSs from this time period. Just a quick, like, let me look at how this looks. Because like I said, I do way too much guess the game, which is a browser, like, guess a game based off 6 screenshots and the little pieces of information attached to each screenshot. I do it way too much because I really enjoy that. And so I probably have had to guess an RTS from that time period. I just wish I didn't have to pay, like, a fucking change to have it have my save file transfer to the new browser I'm using. Mainly just because I'm not in a position to, like, do that at the moment. Granted, I've also had the hard thought of, well, they take user submissions. You know what I should throw on there? WWE Crush Hour. See how many people can guess WWE Crush Hour off screenshots alone, because I guarantee you only like 5 people in this world know what the fuck that game is. It's one of the most obscure wrestling games that exists. That is only wrestling because it uses yes, Crush Hour. Yes, it is WWE Crush Hour. How would you like Twisted Metal, but wrestlers? Because that's basically what it is Twisted Metal, but wrestlers. Yep, the clown and the flames driving game. Yep, Twisted Metal. Yep, it is Twisted Metal, but featuring wrestlers, and it is not very good. But I adore the game because it is one of my childhood games. Oh dear, that might be Boyd dead. That might be a problem. Oh, Boyd living on 1 HP. Let's go. Attaboy, Boyd. And nice job, Oscar, taking out the mage. So, we're gonna fall back and funnel them into the staircase, because, yeah, we're in rough shape on the right side, so. Ow. Yeah, we're in rough shape, like, across the board. What? Jesus. Yeah, it is. It is a what the fuck kind of game, especially if you look at, because here's the insane, because there's a plot to WWE Crush Hour. There's a plot to this game. The plot is WWE has basically taken over the world and now is running all sorts of alternative programming featuring WWE wrestlers. There is a Kane cooking show commercial in that game. Amongst other stuff, it is nuts. It is nuts and dumb. I adore it. I truly do. But it is absolutely not a good game. But I absolutely would try to put together screenshots for it for Guess the Game, just to see how many people could actually get this. Yes, they did twice, and they failed twice. And that did not go well for them either. It was. But they also, it also went bankrupt, if I recall correctly. Oh, okay. I wasn't sure what happened to the XFL the second time around. It was just like, well, this certainly, well, it existed and died. Darn, no double. No, my short spear. By the way, if you're wondering why Mia went first there, because normally whoever initiates the attack goes first. Mia has an ability that lets her go first. I believe it's Vantage. It lets her go first regardless of who initiates the attack. Which is very useful. Also, I need to see what turn I'm on, because I might need to, like, hurry the fuck up. We are on turn 4. I do not need to hurry the fuck up. Good. Nice crit, Boyd. I also don't like that you're at 2 HP. Oh, god damn it. That's not good. Mia might be dead. That's not good for us. I'll take a crit Oscar, but that might not be good for your health. 'Cause you might take more damage. That's better, but leaving them at 1 HP at least. He's gonna double her, unfortunately. 1 HP. As long as she doesn't get attacked again, we should be fine. Especially because they might focus Ike, because he's the one with the open space. I don't know. We'll see. They're gonna throw a yelling at me. I can already see it. AI will go for the kill if they see it. They are not above going for it. That mage is running for the hills. Also, the game was merciful right there. Holy shit. You didn't need the crit there, Boyd. You didn't need the crit there at all. You had the win. thought so. Alright, that is Ileana recruited. You can't kill this fucking archer, because of course you can't. You also can't attack that guy, which is a shame. You can at least block there for me. Okay, we just have to survive this turn intact, and we should be good across the board. Okay, good. It went after Ike, because of course he did. Na-na-na-na-na. Ike, you don't need magic. I don't know why you're upgrading magic. You don't need it. It would be fine if I could turn Ike into like a mage class and he could do it. But he can't. He only knows sword, and he does really good with sword. He should stick to sword. He's good at it. Oh, it's the boss. Ow, you hurt. No, he is not, but it also should be like turn 7? So we honestly don't have to stick around for that much longer. Oh, it is final turn. Okay, so we basically have won as long as we survive this turn. Hooray. Realized a small problem with my strategy, but that should fix it. And that is level complete. I'm surprised. I'm so surprised I'm not able to skip support conversations, but I'm able to skip the base conversations. But if you're wondering what these are and why I'm doing them, support conversations. If units are next to each other when they do attacks and stuff, they gain points And the higher those more of those points, when they reach a certain threshold, they can get a essentially a rank with that unit. And if those units are next to each other, they get bonuses and stuff. So like attack and hit bonuses. I think it's like plus 10 maybe at like A. I forget what it exactly is. But only certain characters can have support conversations with other specific characters. So, like, Titania can only have support conversations with Rise, Ike, Boy, and a character we have not recruited yet. Sora can only have support conversations with Ike and a character we haven't recruited yet. Kind of get the idea. Info conversations are just additional dialogue and stuff. They're flavor text for the most part, unless it's... Well, they're flavor text and stuff for 1 stars. 2 and 3 stars are the ones you really want to do because they will either possibly get you units, they will get you specific stuff, they will give you insight into the next map. Those are the important ones. Probably some lore stuff. It's a lot of background flavor stuff, just with the characters and like the setting and the like. That's a lot of what like the 1-star info conversations are. They're not the most important things in the world, so if you want to just not do them, you don't have to do them. How are we doing level-wise? Here's the bad thing. Even though we've recruited Ileana, I'm not gonna fucking use her. Because she sucks. I am sorry, Ileana, but you're just not that good as compared to Soren. Like, Soren is just categorically better than her in every capacity. I'm pretty sure, yeah, she has Shade at the moment. That's the thing. Like, some characters you recruit are not going to be that good. And that... Here's the thing. If it was other Fire Emblem games, like for example, 3 Houses, you can make a bad unit into a really good unit just by putting time into them. We can't really do that in a game here like Path of Radiance. We have to pick and choose who we're going to use. Because there's only so much XP per map. And there's only so much bonus experience we're going to get per map. We have a finite amount of experience that has to get spread around to our units. So at some point, you have to go, even if I'm recruiting this character just because I want to recruit all the units and stuff, they just have to sit on the sidelines. And it's also because you can't use all your units for every map. You're only going to be able to use a specific amount of units per map. So you're even going to run into a point where even if you have a lot of units that you like, there's only so many of them you're going to be able to use per map. And again, XP is a finite resource in this game. So you have to pick and choose who you're going to use. I'm sorry, Ileana, but you suck. You're not as good as Soren is by the back end of the game. So... Because Soren, like, what makes him really useful is this Adept skill that allows him to double attack units out the gate, even if he's not got the speed bonus. With the speed bonus, he can quad hit enemies. He can do 4 attacks, 2 consecutive attacks before the enemy can even attack him, if the enemy can attack him. Because, again, he's a mage unit, so he's primarily ranged attacks. But he can quad hit enemies. And that's a lot of damage. But here's the thing. Even if we're not using Ileana, she has given us something just as useful. She has given us Thunder Tomes that Soren can use. Specifically, she has given us an L Thunder Tome that we can't use at the moment with Soren because he hasn't, like, ranked up enough to be able to use it. But it gives him a Thunder Tome that allows him, that with enough uses, he'll be able to use an L Thunder Tome because he'll level up his weapon skill. So while we haven't used Ileana, we did put in all that work to get Soren access to all 3 elements. So there is benefit to still recruiting Ileana, even if you don't want to recruit all units, because this is the earliest you get access to Thunder Tomes in the game. I don't think you get access until you get the shop, and that might be for like 2 more chapters. Which, by the way, having access to Thunder Tomes is huge, because they're good against Dragonic base units. Yeah, they might not seem that useful, but in the next couple chapters or so, we're going to be dealing with Wyvern Knights, which are essentially people riding dragons. They're essentially the horseback knight units that we have that are like Oscar and Titania, except they are riding a dragon. Technically, they're riding a wyvern, not a dragon, because that's a difference. But for the purposes of this, it hits both wyverns and dragons. If you are dragonic in nature in any capacity, you still take extra damage from thunder. You also take extra damage from bows, because if you are a flying unit in a Fire Emblem game, you are incredibly weak to bows. You take stupid amounts of bonus damage if you are a flying unit going up against a bow unit. It is just how it is. But yeah, having access to thunder this early is big if we run into wyvern units. I forget what pure water is. Oh. It's luck. Who has the lowest luck, actually? Boy, okay. Take a bonus to luck. And now for the bonus XP we got, I'm pretty much going to finish off a lot of units' levels. Just so they have that extra bit of stat going into the next chapter. Because we definitely aren't going to have enough to, like, purely level up somebody from the get-go. Yeah, because right there, Rise can't get a level up. I think we're going to keep our skills where we're at the moment. I forget Biorhythmia as a mechanic. It is something I always forget about in this game, and I forget what all it does. Essentially, if you're like at the bottom of the peak, you're performing like a little less than optimal, but if you're at the top of the peak, you're performing really optimally. It's a weird, dumb mechanic that doesn't super matter because it's like a point percentile of a difference in the grand scheme of things to what you're doing. Forget if Rise is better off not having Serenity. I don't remember offhand. But I think in any case, I'm probably going to call it there for the night. I probably sound terrible. I've probably sounded terrible all night. I've just realized. I might be getting sick. But might be. Probably. I've been drinking this whole time. I haven't. No. Well, I had a pudding. After dinner, but that was like a while ago. Oh fuck. We got our first look at Chopper for the One Piece series. Fuck yeah. That is actually really good. I am shocked by how good they managed to adapt One Piece for live action. All the credit to them. I can't wait for it to, like, get long and then people complain about One Piece being long again because, well, there's no way of making this any shorter. There's only so many ways to make this show shorter. Anywho, tomorrow, we're gonna continue Destiny 2 story stuff. We're gonna continue, Beyond Light. I don't know how close we'll get to the end of Beyond Light, but I feel like we'll get fairly decently close. Hopefully we'll get Stasis unlocked and we can, like, freely unlocked for us to mess with. Saturday will be TGSR. We're gonna look at 17 through 20 of Kamen Rider Drive. And then Sunday is TBD. I know Tommy thought about doing that kind of like Star Citizen alternative that we that he picked up, but we might be doing something else. I don't know. Find out then. So if you like what you're seeing, folks, drop a follow. Really appreciate chipping away at it. Feel like go. And actually, just never gonna no, that's the old one. Exclamation point social in chat gives you the handles for all of our socials. And exclamation point Discord in chat gives you the list or link. Drop by, say hi, and we'll see you tomorrow, folks.